Hello everyone, this is Rakesh Kaplis and I welcome you all in my today's class. So today we are going to discuss class 11th business studies and the topic for the day is internal trade. Internal trade, as in our previous videos we have gone through, there are two parts of the commerce. One is trade and second is aids to trade. And in that video, we have gone through what are the different types of trade. Trade means buying and selling of the goods and services for cash or equivalent to cash. So that time we have gone through, there is two types of the trade. One is internal trade and second is external trade. So today we will start the internal trade. Internal trade may be defined as the buying and selling of the goods and services within a territory of a country, within the geographical limitations of the country is called internal trade. In simple words we can say, suppose if any buying and selling of the goods and services is being taken within the Indian territory, it will called internal trade, and sometimes it is also called domestic trade. And how you can identify that this trade is internal or external? So there are some of the features of this internal trade. The very first is this trade is always within one country, within the limit of one country. Suppose the goods are being sold from Punjab to Himachal, Punjab to Haryana, Punjab to Jammu, Punjab to any other state, but within country, not by crossing the you can say boundary or the territory of a country. It is called internal trade within the geographic limit of the country. Second is home currency. When the goods are being sold, when the goods are being bought, then the medium of exchange in that case is the domestic or home currency. Suppose if we will talk about India, then the Indian currency is Indian rupee. That will be the medium of exchange for this internal trade. Second is low formality. As compared to the external trade, the formality in order to do this type of trading, this type of trade is very low. You need not to have a very lengthy procedure in order to do the internal trade, but as compared to external trade, no doubt there are some formalities in internal trade, but as compared to external trade, these are comparatively low. Then local modes of the transfer of goods and services. Suppose goods are being sold from one place to another place, then the mode may be local mode, like road may be there, maybe you can say rail may be there, but the modes are normally local. This is internal trade. So if any trade which is within the country, by using the home currency and by following the low formalities and by using the local modes of the transfer of goods and services, it is internal trade. Now what is internal trades types? So basically internal trade is of two types. One is wholesale, second is retail. Wholesale and retail. How you will identify what is wholesale? Wholesale is that type of internal trade where the seller used to deal in with very limited variety but at a large quantity. When the business person is selling the goods in a bulk, in a huge quantities, in a lots, it is wholesale. And how you will recognize that it is wholesale? The very first is this person will be the link between manufacturer and the retailer, which is the another form of internal trade. That will work as a chain between the manufacturer who is going to manufacture and the retailer. Second, it deals with a large quantity. The basic difference between these two types of internal trade is what is wholesale and retailer, that is the quantity in which they used to deal. In case of wholesale, they used to deal with the large quantity, huge quantity, retailer small. Then in wholesale, the capital requirement is really huge. A big amount of capital is to be invested in wholesale because he used to deal with large quantity. Then the marginal profit in case of wholesale is little bit low as compared to the retailer, because the margin of the wholesaler is low because he used to deal in a very large quantity. Then limited variety, he deals with a very limited variety, because normally what happens, the wholesale used to deal with a particular product. Like suppose if I am the wholesaler of any cement brand, then I may be dealing in with that limited brands, that is limited variety. This is the wholesaler. Now if we will talk about the retailer, then opposite to this, like wholesaler, retailer is that business person who deal with the very small quantity. Margin is normally, as compared to wholesaler, uh, bigger. It is a link between wholesaler and what, wholesaler and ultimate consumer, right? And the capital requirement as compared to wholesaler in case of retailer is low, small, and the retailer deal with very large amount of variety. Just you can take the example of any provision or any general store, any grocery shop, you can have the large amount of variety over there. That is the pure example of retailer. Now we will talk about, now one thing you can do at your home, that is how to differentiate the wholesale and retailer. That you can do at your own by understanding all these points, where you can justify this is wholesale, this is retail. Come to next, the functions, different types of functions performed by the wholesaler. First of all, we will discuss what are the different types of functions performed by the wholesaler for manufacture. What are the different types of services or benefit which will be given by the wholesaler to manufacture? The very first is it provides the finance. Like suppose I have given the order to that particular manufacturer to have that particular quantity, then I have to make some certain amount in advance. So by making that, by doing that, wholesaler is providing the financial support to that manufacturer. Second is no need to worry about the storage. A company who is manufacturing the product need not to worry about the storage, about the godown, because the wholesaler will purchase all these huge quantities simultaneously with the production. It also provides the marketing help to this manufacturer. What is the demand of the consumer? What are the new demand patterns? Means all type of market information is being provided by the wholesaler to the manufacturer. This will give ease to the company to redefine, retune, or redesign their product. Then it also gives the expert advice. Expert advice, because the wholesaler is the link between retailer and the manufacturers. So if any you can say any new thing is desired by the customer, then it is being informed to the manufacturer by wholesaler. Then it also bear the risk like चीज के ना बिकने का, चीज के खराब होने का risk, it is being borne by the wholesaler also, right? Now we will discuss the different types of functions or different types of services provided by the wholesaler for the retailer. अब retailer की बात आ गई, उसको क्या service दे रहा है? The very first is it is providing the continuous uninterrupted supply of the goods, because a wholesaler used to stock the goods in a large quantity, and then he used to provide that by making a proper continuous chain. So it is wholesaler is providing uninterrupted regular supply of the goods. Second, it also grants some sort of credit, उसको उधार भी देता है उसमें. So when the retailer is being given the facility of credit, it will become really easy for the retailer to sell that product and not to depend upon the banking system all the time. Then it also share the risk. It also share the risk sometime, like if any of the retailer has purchased something and that product is not up to mark, then the risk of that product is being borne by the wholesaler. No doubt the wholesaler will ultimately send this to the manufacturer, right? But ultimately the risk of retailer is being borne by the wholesaler. Then marketing support. As the wholesaler is providing the marketing support or marketing information to the company, but On the same part, the wholesaler is also providing the marketing information because it is the link between company and the retailer. So it will provide any, if any change is there in the marketing pattern, if any change is in the design, then that wholesaler will provide that information to the retailer. Last is it provides the knowledge, like how to use that, what are the different types of options or schemes are there relating to that product. Suppose अगर कंपनी ने किसी प्रोडक्ट से रिलेटेड कोई स्कीम लॉन्च की है, कोई बाय वन गेट वन ऑफर है, एक्सचेंज ऑफर है, क्वांटिटी प्रीमियम है, then these type of knowledge is being given by the wholesaler to retailer, and ultimately retailer will provide this type of information to the ultimate consumer. So this will work as a chain, like manufacturer, wholesaler, then retailer, then ultimately consumer. So this is all about the internal trades, wholesaler, and this different types of functions performed for manufacturer and for the retailer. And one thing you can do at your own, that is what are the difference, but maybe the difference between retailer and wholesaler. So now in our next of the video, we will try to understand what are the different types of services or the functions provided by the retailer either to the wholesaler, either to the consumer. Okay, thank you very much.